Well, howdy there. Okay, Lanny's already got a glass of wine. I'm happy to hear that. Hope everybody is making the most of this crazy time. And you guys can fill me in and let me know how it sounds. Um, Kevin and Lanny were kind enough to help me with the sound check today, so I think we're in good shape. Never let it be said that I'm not punctual, so I'm just going to jump right in. Let's see. Stefan. Hey, Stefan, welcome. Every day I open up my eyes and I'm where I want to be. I turn my head over on the bed and I see who I want to see. And I don't need a new coat or another pair of shoes. The world is filled with folks that got the blues, but all I got is you. Leaving home, another working day, I'll go where I've got to go. And seeing you standing by the door, I know all I need to know. And you won't find my picture on the front page of the news. The world is filled with folks that got the blues, but all I got is you. The sun goes down and take me in your arms. I'll stay as long as I can stay. Just hold me close. I'll whisper in your ear and say all I want to say. And we'll fall fast asleep before the devil gets his dues. The world is filled with folks that got the blues, but all I got is you. All I got is you. All I got is you. Hey, Repo, how you doing? Hey, Maggie. There's people from all over the country, which I guess is the whole idea, huh? Cheers, everyone. Well, this next little ditty is kind of fun. I'm going to try to play fun, happy, silly songs, which, is kind of a little difficult if you're familiar with my repertoire. Hey, Charlie. Closing time, the lights are bright, and the bartender wants to call it a night. Don't go home, he cries, but don't stay here. It's a good time for a bad idea. Now, honey, you're looking good. Yeah, you're looking fine. And if you're wondering what's on my mind, grab your coat and I'll make it clear. It's a good time for a bad idea. Let's go crazy, let's get down and leave a mark all over town. Start some trouble that they won't forget. Raise a ruckus that we'll regret. And take my hand, walk out this door. And be someone you've never been before. Life ain't always quite like it appears. It's a good time for a bad idea. Oh, yes, it is. It's a good time. Oh, it's a good time. It's a real good time for a bad idea. Let's go crazy, let's get loud and do some things won't make us proud. Start some trouble that they won't forget. Raise a ruckus that we'll regret. And in the morning, when that sun is high, now don't be looking for a kiss goodbye, 'cause with the break of dawn, I'll disappear. It's a good time for a bad idea. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah, it's a real good time for a bad idea. Words to live by. Let's see. Hey, John Kemp. Mike Dilworth. Oh, man. Hey, Bill. Oh, boy, there's a whole gang here. Hey, Matt. Oh, man. Wow. Well, this is all right. I got to tell you. Well, for those of you playing along at home, this is the title cut of the last CD. Its message is worth reinforcing, and I know probably a lot of you have heard me say this before, but the moral of this song is that love is always worth fighting for. And not so sure that's ever been more true than right now. No, she lied. She didn't know. Kid Bayonne got out and was heading home. She pulled off the grocery line, got to her car and wished that she could turn back time. 15 months, 15 rounds, more or less the same. And Kid Bayonne stayed on his feet, fighting for his name, fighting for his name. See, it was after work, and she was out with friends, when her ex turned up and came at her again. He spun her round, his fists in the air, but one punch and Kid put him down into intensive care. 15 months, 15 rounds, more or less the same. Kid Bayonne stayed on his feet, fighting for his name, fighting for his name. Any given night, Kid climbed into the ring, bracing for the blows that he knew every battle brings. But then love hit him like a train. He tried outrunning, and he staggered to his corner like he never saw it coming. Parked nearby, grabbed a milk and bread, walked up to her door and saw a Kid on her steps, arm in arm, her head on his shoulder. They sat like that for and watched the night grow colder. 15 months, 15 rounds, more or less the same. Kid Bayonne stayed on his feet, fighting for his name, fighting for his name. Fighting for his name. Oh, there you go. Kid Bayonne. I'm often asked if, because there apparently was a Bayonne, New Jersey boxer named, I don't know, the Bayonne Bleeder, I forget his name. But that, just purely a coincidence. I'm not familiar enough with the boxing world to know exactly. I think his name was Clifton something, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. But the song's not about him anyway. It's purely a metaphor, purely a story. All right, well, while it's still early, just in case any of you have your children nearby, I love playing this song. I love singing this song. Its target audience is somewhere between 3 and 5. So, hey, Bob. And John, I'm okay. I have a beer, John. It's okay. Oh, better beer. I see you're commenting on the quality of my beer. Oh, that's okay. This is, I toyed with the idea at one point of writing an album of children's songs. And this song was like pulling teeth. It was so hard, I abandoned the idea after this one song. So, anyway. There's a dragon in my wagon, and I pull him along. He smiles all the while, he sings a fiery song. Most folks just ignore us, but I jump in on the chorus, and I'm happy that he's happy, because I'm happy too. There's a dragon in my wagon, I take him everywhere. He whistles while we wander like he doesn't have a care. The sidewalk looks enormous, like an ocean waiting for us. I'm happy that he's happy, because I'm happy too. And if you're wondering how I know, or if you think I'm bragging, anytime you take a look, you'll see that his tail is wagging. There's a dragon in my wagon, and he dances on the ride. I can hear his toes start tapping, and his head moves side to side. And when his shoulders bobble, the wagon rocks and wobbles. And I'm happy that he's happy, because I'm happy too. And if you're wondering how I know, or if you think I'm bragging, anytime you take a look, you'll see that his tail is wagging. And there's a dragon in my wagon, and we roll through the town. There's nothing like a best friend to help you get around. And when my bedtime's calling and fast asleep he's falling, I'm happy that he's happy, because I'm happy too. Yeah, I'm happy that he's happy, because I'm happy too. So all you young'uns at heart, all right, okay. I'm actually going to play a new song now. I'm going to go from the sublime to the ridiculous, something I've been known to do more than once in my life. Once upon a time in my life, I was an English major, and I used to love Damon Runyon. A lot of my stories and songs I like to think, are a cross between Randy Newman and Damon Runyon. They're characters that kind of just can't get a break. And this is a new song about one such fellow. Well, she had a body only youth could build. I'm nearsighted and over the hill, but you caught my eye like a star in the sky. She smiled once, I smiled twice. Too late now for your advice. Can't go to school to be that kind of fool. Yeah, she took my money money, she took my ring, she took my watch, ran out of things, left me what God started me with. All I can say is this: I'm just a man with a mark on his back, a train wreck heading for a broken track. Can't go to school to be that kind of fool. Well, my Uncle Harold was a prince of a man. He said you should live like a king if you can, and he'd cut me in for my piece of the pie. He sold me on the American dream, put my money in a Ponzi scheme. Can't go to school to be that kind of fool. Yeah, I lost my house, I sold the car, but Uncle Harold's out living large. I catch some Z's in the back of the bus, but that don't help me much, 'cause I'm just a man with a mark on his back, a train wreck heading for a broken track. Can't go to school to be that kind of fool. My cousin said he needed help with a chore. We pulled around to the back of the store. A man stood up on the edge of a truck. We packed the car, paid in cash. Sirens howled and red lights flashed. Can't go to school to be that kind of fool. Well, I tried to run, but I tripped and fell. My cousin drove off like a bat out of hell. They found me in the alley nearby, reaching for the sky. See, I'm just a man with a mark on his back, a train wreck heading for a broken track. Can't go to school to be that kind of fool. Well, it could be worse, I'm still alive, eating well the next 3 to 5. They asked my plea when the charges were read, and you know what I said: Judge, I'm just a man with a mark on his back, a train wreck heading for a broken track. Can't go to school to be that kind of fool. No, you can't go to school to be that kind of fool. No, you can't go to school to be that kind of fool. Well, there you go. Silly, I know, but what you can do. Let's see what people have to say. Wow. Dr. Jonathan, right. Hey, everybody. Charlie says, yeah. It's nice to see everybody. It's nice to see everybody saying hi to everybody else on the end of chat. Woof, woof, Robert Hunter. Robert Hunter, how's retirement treating you? Well, I guess we're all retired now, huh? Let's see. Okay. Another short story. But keeping in the spirit of things, this one has a happy ending. This one takes place in New York City. I kind of miss New York City. But this too shall pass. She stopped to buy a flower in the rain. Just outside her door, and gave it to a woman on the train she thought could use it more. Where you are is where you ought to be. The road ahead is not the road you see. Yesterday has come and gone, and the road ahead is not the road you're on. Well, he picked up a paper at the stand and held it high above his head. But with the water dripping from his hand, he ducked into a store instead. But where you are is where you ought to be. The road ahead is not the road you see. Yesterday has come and gone, and the road ahead is not the road you're on. Just leave the things you've lost behind, and welcome to the world. New things you find that are waiting to be loved in kind. So he flew with his coffee like a kite, head down back to the street. He didn't see her waiting for the light. Her things fell at his feet. Where you are is where you ought to be. The road ahead is not the road you see. Yesterday has come and gone, and the road ahead is not the road you're on. It's not the road you're on. Yesterday is gone, but the road ahead. Well, all right. This is a lot like work, you know that? Whew. All this technology in here, all these computers and stuff for making this little room awfully hot. Let's see. Okay. J.R. Schultz. Thank you. Thank you, J.R. Boy, it's nice to hear from you. Yes. Okay. Maybe it's time to play the blues. There's a great deal of discussion amongst the band members about this song, whether it's about two different women or one woman with two different sides. My theory is that every person has their own decision to make about this song based on their own checkered pasts. You're like living on a country road. If Sunday morning had its own zip code, yeah, you're so sweet to treat me good. But she's the top down on a muscle car, a poke you swinging in a redneck bar. You're my hometown, but she's my Hollywood. The sunrise on a perfect day, a picnic blanket in the month of May, the girl next door from the neighborhood. But she's the zipper on a mini skirt, the kind of trouble that'll get you hurt. You're my hometown, but she's my Hollywood. You're an angel singing in the choir, but she's like sparks from a falling wire. Oh, baby, you got style, you got class. She's like sand in an hourglass. You're the schoolgirl in a checkered dress, but her stiletto's gonna leave a mess. You're my hometown, but she's my Hollywood. You're a book and nothing but the truth. She's like pictures from a photo booth. Baby, you got charm, you got grace, but she's the poker in a fireplace. You're the kind of love that's built to last. She's the bottom of a champagne glass. You're my hometown, but she's my Hollywood. My hometown, but she's my Hollywood. Yeah, you're my hometown, but she's my Hollywood. I forgot there was nobody behind me. Oh, there you go. She's my Hollywood. Let's see. I think I saw Deb Pay was on there. So I mentioned Randy Newman before, and I usually say something really, really silly before I play the song. Make up some goofy lie and some goofy story. But the truth is, I was inhabiting a character much the way Randy Newman inhabits characters. And I was thinking about how 14-year-old boys or 12, 13-year-old boys fall in love with TV stars. Now, those of us who were old enough to remember Emma Peel or Diana Rigg in The Avengers will probably understand a little bit better what I'm talking about. But having said all that, I probably should have stuck with the silly, goofy story, which would have been more entertaining, but... It would take a man of independent means to win a legend of the screen. But I am armed with little more than guile to capture her half smile. Anyone can tell I'm in love with Zooey Deschanel. If I was the one to write the scripts, oh, what words I'd put on her lips. Anyone can tell that I'm in love with Zooey Deschanel. And when she looks off to the left or to the right, her eyes fill up with white. Yeah, I know that she will never call my name, but to me, she's Zooey just the same. Anyone can tell I'm in love with Zooey Deschanel. I'm in love with Zooey Deschanel. Yeah, I'm in love with Zooey. Okay. Hey, hello there, Steve. Along with Deb Pay. Is Bernie drinking a martini? I don't know the answer to that. Bernie would have to jump in with that. All right, let's see now. Another short story or a long story, depending on how you feel about it. But this is a lesson for all you ladies out there. Another fun song to sing. Well, her heart jumped like a rocket ship when he first leaned into her lips. She knew then she'd never leave his side. Yeah, she was shot into the air 1,000 miles away from there. He swore he'd love her till the day he died. She asked him once, she asked him twice, she must have asked him 20 times. He looked straight into her eyes, but all she got was 20 lies. Told her he had to stop. He went inside to make the drop, but shot him dead and took the cash instead. And then he raced back across the floor and found her standing in the door, frozen in a pool of fear and dread. She asked him who, she asked him why. She must have asked him 20 times. He looked straight into her eyes, but all she got was 20 lives. Yeah, she got 20 lives. He promised it would be okay. He threw the gun into the bay, but they were cornered at the break of dawn. Handcuffed in a separate booth, they tried to make him tell the truth, but he would only say that they had it wrong. Yeah, they asked him once, they asked him twice, they must have asked him 20 times. He looked straight into their eyes and gave her up with 20 lies. Yeah, with 20 lies. With 20 lies. Now they laid out everything he said, warned her she could end up dead. All they need to know is what went down. The ceiling rose, her breathing fell. The room spun like a carousel. She saw her heart in pieces on the ground. And they asked her once, they asked her twice, they must have asked her 20 times, but all she did was close her eyes and agree to 20 lies. To 20 lies. To 20 lies. To 20 lies. 20 lies. Love is careless, and love is blind, and love is hard in desperate times. And it hurts the most before it dies, and all it takes is 20 lives. And let that be a lesson to you. You know, I do have a backup beer in reserve. Just saying. I don't know if Jim Traitline's on board, but I noticed on Facebook Jim was hitting. He was pre-gaming. He was pre-gaming pretty hard, actually, but that's okay. All right. Again, time for another love song. Keeping things kind of positive. Except for that last song, I guess, right? Well, all right. Well, you know. Everything in moderation, including moderation. That's what I always say. Well, I could only love a girl like you, and I could never fall for someone new. They say it comes down to chance, and we're just passing through. But I could only love a girl like you. I could only love a girl like you. And where else would I bring my troubles to? It's nothing that you ever say, it's everything you do. I could only love a girl like you. The earth is big, the world is wide, but all I'll ever need is by your side. I could only love a girl like you, and I can only hope you always knew If all of time was in my hands, this would still be true. I could only love a girl like you. The sky is blue and your eyes are green, and all the colors falling in between. And when the sun goes down in all its glory, I'll be glad the ending had a happy story. Yeah, I could only love a girl like you. I could only love a girl like you. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Cheers. I think it's about that time. All right, well, okay, let me just point out how I had my backup beer stored, because it figures prominently in this next monologue. Those of us who are somewhat fanatical about baseball are kind of in a little bit of distress with no baseball, except the reruns on ESPN. All right, that's better than nothing, but it's still not the same. So to do my part, this is the Ballad of Mordecai, Three Finger Brown, the true story of the left-hander with more than 200 wins with the lowest career ERA in baseball history. That's a little bit of trivia that I did not know when I wrote this song and only found out later. Come gather in the dugout, leave the bats and balls behind. In life and baseball, a hero's hard to find, and that's why we still remember all across this town and tell the story of Three Finger Brown. He was born in Indiana, where he lost part of his hand. But then he found a curveball that could strike out any man. After St. Louis, he was Chicago bound. The Cubs had a rookie named Three Finger Brown. After St. Louis, he was Chicago bound. The Cubs had a rookie named Three Finger Brown. In 1908, the Giants, they had a fearsome night. They fought us to one final game, the season on the line. They had Christy Matheson to keep the Cubbies down. We gave the baseball to Three Finger Brown. But the gangsters, they had told him his life was at stake. If they won the ball game, it would be his last mistake. With their threats in his pocket, he walked onto the mound, and no man stood taller than Three-Finger Brown. There threats in his pocket, he walked onto the mound. No man stood taller than Three-Finger Brown. So his curveball dipped and darted right through the strike zone drought. The Giants never had a chance, the Cubs wound up on top. He brought home the pennant, and then he brought home the crown. The pride of Chicago was Three-Finger Brown. So if you're in a tough spot, and the odds are looking grim, and your team needs a hero, if they're gonna win, reach back for something extra and look into the crowd, 'cause someone's watching named Three-Finger Brown. Yeah, he brought home the pennant, and then he brought home the crown. The pride of Chicago was Three-Finger Brown. The pride of Chicago was Three-Finger Brown. Three-Finger Brown. Three-Finger Brown. Three-Finger Brown. Three-Finger Brown. Whew. Time begins on opening day. Cheers to you, Lisa. Baseball. Another positive song. I'm just my thought is no one really needs my depressing dirges at this moment in time. So I'm pulling out some of the older songs from my repertoire to fill out the if not quite perky. I don't think I have perky in me, but at least not non-perky. Let's see if I can remember this old chestnut. Have you noticed that when lovers talk, they laugh easily over any silly thing that they might see? At a corner in a small cafe, or on the crowded avenue, you'll see lovers giving themselves away with the things they do. There's no need for soft guitars playing beneath the stars. anywhere love goes. It looks like everybody knows, and if what I hear is true, whenever I'm with you, I guess I do the things that lovers do. Have you noticed that when lovers talk, that they laugh easily over any silly thing that they might see? And so lately I've been watching you, watching carefully, looking for the things lovers do when you're with me. And there's no need for candlelight or the magic of a summer night. Anywhere love goes, it looks like everybody knows. And if what I hear is true, whenever I'm with you, I guess I do the things that lovers do. I guess I do the things that lovers do. Yeah, I guess I do the things that lovers do. Jocelyn? No. Lanny? I don't think so. Well, I'll tell you what. Instead of Jocelyn, I'll play the oldest song I've written that I still play. And I'm not sure if Kevin O'Connell or Greg Baird or any of those folks are on. I'm not quite sure. But two sets of friends of ours were getting married, and they got married a week apart to make it a little bit more convenient for everyone to travel to Kentucky. And they'd asked me to play at each of their weddings, and I figured I'd write a song. And nothing. I was sweating. I was getting closer and closer, and nothing was happening. And I can still remember being in my parents' basement. The song just came out all by itself, and at the last minute, and thus became the oldest song that I still play. Where the earth is green and the sky is clear, with a willing hand and my love near, so I won't have to live my life alone. I'm gonna build my home, gonna build my own sweet home. And I'll cast my seed at the river's edge, and I'll set a light on the window ledge. For those of us the lonesome highways roam, when I build my home, when I build my own sweet home. And I'll have children grow where their eyes can see the light of peace, where their dreams can breathe, to fill with love the houses of their own. When I build my home, when I build my own sweet home. So let the sun shine down and raise a golden grain, so tall and strong, to the wind and rain, that tumbles walls and fences made of stone. When I build my when I build my own sweet home, when I build my home, when I build my own sweet home. Yeah. Hey, Mike Chicatello. How are you, man? Let's see. Well, I don't know if anybody... I can keep playing all night. Feel free to, if you had enough, or you're drunk and you're ready to pass out, to just... I'll try to keep it to a minimum. I would try this song. Let me see if I could. I might have to hold on 1 second here. If I'm going to be bold and daring, I might need a little bit of visual aids. Or maybe not. Oh, I know what I can do. All right, I'm seeing as how we're in, like, officially in bonus territory now. It's after 10 o'clock. Happy hour is now. Not quite. I just may need some assistance with this one. But it would be an appropriate song to sing if I can get myself together here. Okay. All right. Who knows how this will go, but I really should play it because we all need a little bit of hope right now. And what's more hopeful than spring? Spring, don't let me down. Rise up from the ground and lend a hand to every brand new thing. Spring, I've done my part. I've given you my heart. Say the word and every bird will sing. A winter so unkind, and summer pays no mind. From November to December, I'll remember to believe in you. Spring, don't make me wait. Sunshine, don't be late. Just jump ahead in time to spread your wings. Spring, winter's so unfair, and autumn doesn't care. January, February, I'll be ready to believe in you. Spring, don't let me down. Rise up from the ground and lend a hand to every brand new thing. Spring, spring, don't let me down. Don't let us down. Speaking of waiting, this song is all about hope. And I always like to say, remind people that thing about hope is that nobody can take that away from you. You've got to give that up yourself. And we're all in this together. And we're all waiting for the rain. The sun climbs higher and the ground gets dry. A world of faces turn up to the sky and lift their voices off the dying earth to ask the heavens for a sign of rebirth. waiting for the rain, waiting for the rain, just waiting for the rain of love. And build your houses on the highest hill and try and save yourself. I don't think that you will, 'cause nothing crumbles with the speed of hate as water rushes through the narrowest gate. Waiting for the rain, waiting for the rain, just waiting for the rain of love. I'm waiting for the rain to fall on me, and I'm waiting for the clouds to fill with sympathy. And fill the churches every shape and every size, but a heart left empty will be left behind. 'Cause kindness doesn't need a name or a face, and there are no borderlines to a state of grace. Waiting for the rain, waiting for the rain, just waiting for the rain of love. I'm waiting for the rain to fall on me, and I'm waiting for the clouds to fill with sympathy. Now the moon sinks lower as the night gets long, and hopelessness divides the weak from the strong. So lift each other, and in the rising tide, both the brave and the fallen will arrive side by side. Waiting for the rain, waiting for the rain, yeah. We're waiting for the rain of love. I'm just waiting, waiting for the rain, waiting for the rain. I remember singing that song at Jody's house, Deb Pay. It's amazing how fast time has shot by. But wait a minute. Ann, you took the computer away from Kevin? What did he do now? He is a little troublemaker. I know that. Okay, let's see. What should I play now? Another happy story. Another short story about there's a. I always get this mixed up. Is it that there's a lid for every pot, or there's a pot for every lid, or there's There's a chicken in every pot that has a lid, or I don't know, but you'll get the idea. And those of you who know the song can sing the counter harmonies at home, and we'll hear you somehow. She pours the coffee, brings him toast. He reads the paper like a ghost. At Grace's luncheonette cafe, he has eggs and bacon every day. Now some days she looks too tired to stand, and he thinks of reaching for her hand. And her heart lifts like a butterfly the times he's brave enough to try. He says, my dreams are yours to keep. Your tears are mine to weep. When the sun goes down on this old crazy world, your heart is where I sleep. Like two old friends, they barely speak. But then one day he kissed her on the cheek. He'd written, will you marry me, on the check down where the tip should be. She brought the apron to her eyes. The fry cook at the grill acted surprised. Yeah, they would marry on her coffee break. They'd pass out pie instead of cake. She said, my dreams are yours to keep. Your tears are mine to weep. But when the sun goes down on this old crazy world, your heart is where I sleep. Now you might call this true romance, or just two lonely hearts that met by chance. But Grace would say each day those gas checks spin, and you never know who's walking in. No, you don't. My dreams are yours to keep. Your tears are mine to weep. But when the sun goes down on this old crazy world, your heart is where I sleep. But when the sun goes down on this old crazy world, your heart is where I sleep. Love songs. Nothing but love songs, at least tonight. Hey, Greg. Hey, Greg Baird. How do you like Seattle? I'm so glad you checked in. Greg, I did when I built my home. Were you late to the party or were you here? Good night, James. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, I guess I'm pushing the envelope here. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play one last song and let everybody get back to their friends and family and their drinks. I'm not even sure if this song is finished yet, to tell you the truth, but it seems so appropriate for where we're all at right now that I'm not only going to give it a go, but I'm going to kind of maybe leave you with it. I'll hang around and maybe try to catch up on some of these lovely messages that people are kind enough to send. It's a song called Faith. When you're lost in the weeds of your wants and their needs, when you're drowning in the sand of requests and demands, life puts its hands around your neck. Know when to fight and what to protect. Faith outruns fear. Faith knows joy outlives tears. And it's faith that takes your hand when you make a stand. So have faith in faith. I'm as still as a bird between leave and return. I am shaking like a leaf blown by doubt and belief. Life holds a hand it thinks can win, know when to stop and where to begin. Faith outruns fear. Faith knows joy outlives tears. And it's faith that takes your hand when you make a stand. Have faith in faith. The best of times, the worst of times, travel round the sun. Evil thrives, but love survives. Faith won't be outgunned. And when you're crossed like a sword and fighting risk and reward, when there's tears in your eyes, one for truth and one for lies. Life holds a hand that things can win, but know when to stop and where to begin. Faith outruns fear. Faith knows joy outlives tears. And it's faith that takes your hand when you make a stand. Have faith in faith. Have faith in faith. Okay. Well, I'm going to try to catch up. I'm going to drink my beer and see what everybody had to say here. Thanks so much for coming out. I hope it helped a little bit for everybody to get together. And we'll do it again. I don't want to promise anything I can't deliver on, but me, my friend Bob Kerr, who may or may not be on, have been experimenting with yet another program that might make it possible to get the rest of the band on board from their own homes and for the next show. But we'll see if we can pull that off. There's some challenges. But thank you, Jason. Eric Speed, how nice, man. How you doing, man? Eric, where are you these days? What part of the world are you in? Thank you, Jonathan Kemp. Thank you, Rob Wright. Hey, Rob Wright, when are you going to come visit? Dossie photo. Oh, is that Dos? Dossie, is that you? Thank you, Mike Dilworth. I hope you're well, man. We'll all be back at Connolly's one of these days soon. We got to get the gang to Connolly's. It'll be summer. We could be up on the rooftop after the show. Hey, Repo, I hope I know it sounds crazy, but I hope I see you on the train sometime soon that we get past all this stuff. Greg Barrett, it was so nice to sort of hear from you. I hope you guys are doing great out there. Hey, Greg Barrett, if you think of it, send me your email address. And Greg Barrett, I don't know if your brother told you, your brother came to one of my shows in February, before the flood, before the deluge. There you go. Boston. All right, Eric. Well, if you're in New York City, well, you don't want to be in New York City right now. Anyway, I'll just hang out here and drink for a little bit. And do you ever give Kevin back his computer? Hey, Maggie Schmidt, speaking of coming to visit, when are you going to come back? Yeah, that's right. Kevin and Ann and Greg and Mary Pat. 43 years. Yikes. That's a long time to be married. Good night there, Mike Dilworth. Uh, let's see, who else checked in that I didn't get the chance to. So Charlie, you're up in the middle of nowhere. Uh, you don't have to worry about these things, I guess. Probably you don't see anybody up there. Let's see the hazmat suits. All right. Well, thank you again. I hope everybody had fun. I hope this helped a little bit. And maybe we'll try it again in a couple of weeks. Try to do something a little different. Shake it up somehow. Maybe we'll do a theme night of some kind. Anyway, I guess I'll sign off now uh, because I can't hear you. I can't see you. I can't. I wish I could. I, oh, look at all these messages. Wow. I missed a whole lot. I apologize to anyone I missed. There's a lot more here than I realized. Oh, Steve and Cheryl. I'm glad you're down in Florida, Cheryl. All right. I wish I could give you all a big hug, but I can't. So I'll just say goodnight and thank you again for listening and for coming together. Good night, everybody.